Have fun. Alrighty. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the BNR Racing Network as we are live here from the Viva Vegas 201 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I'm going to go over the race information here real quick. So as you see here, we are in Las Vegas. It is a 1.5 mile track. Current track temp is 66 degrees. The weather outside is 66, humidity 64, cloudy skies with a 14 mile per hour wind. 134 laps, 201 miles, 80% fuel, 4 sets of tires. These drivers do get 150. 3 attempts for the green light checker. That will do that. So, as we let these drivers get their qualifying in, see, there we go. Zach Rongich up to the top of the board, followed by teammate Roberts and Ernie King. See, here we got Christopher Campbell going out there.
All right, you got me, Brian?
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Howdy doody.
Anyway,
Good
qualifying's over.
evening.
I'll do the starting grid real quick.
All right.
And then... So, starting row 1 and 2, we'll have Zach Rongitz and Will Roberts. Row 2, we'll have Matthew Hunsaker and Jeff Gilmore. Row 3, we'll have Ernie King and Brandon Moore. Row 4, we'll have Aaron Bradford, Josh Small. Row 5, we'll have Dave Barry, Zach Deuscher. Row 6, we'll have Skylar Sigston, Tyler Myers. Row 7, we'll have Mark Berry and Joe Stipe. Row 8, we'll have Troy Daggett, and Alex Keir. Row 9, we'll have Mike Slaughter and Evan Amick. Row 10, we'll have Xavion and JD. Is that 10 or 11? Can't remember. But anyway, Pete Woodrum, Christopher Campbell, Paul Lawson, Anthony Line, Hallball and Tyler Kim, Philip Bridgman, Robert Amaral, Jason Pearson, Cameron Smith, and then Kevin Roy. So 31 fellow BNR truckers here. So
Yes, sir, indeed. 31, almost a full field. Brian, pretty much a full field here tonight. Las Vegas. I just had race information about the mileage here. 200 miles, right?
201 miles.
All right, 200. Thank you. Las Vegas Motor Speedway. NASCAR's been coming here ever since, I want to say 98 without having to, I know I'm doing it right now, but 1998. Very, very great facility. It also has a drag strip. 1.5 mile, D-shaped oval. Fellow counterparts such as Chicagoland, Kansas, some would say Kentucky and Nashville, but Nashville, as we know, is not really 1.5 miles, Brian. So 1996, but I'm trying to remember what year. It'll probably tell me down here if I go looking.
Excuse me.
The turns, this is progressive banking, but it goes all the way to 20 degrees of banking. Front and back straightaways is 9 degrees, Brian, so...
Oh yeah. So we see some familiar faces that came back. Awesome. I love seeing that. Good to have them, always, like always. Long race. Pace yourself. No need to push. So we'll see how far they get, and we'll do things, and we'll go from there. Anyway, Will, the pace car has pulled off this evening.
Green flag.
And the green flag is out.
Yes, Rongitz and Roberts on the front row getting up to speed. Green flag is waved. Everybody going to go up through the gears. Hunsaker with a great qualifying position in that third position. Racing here under the lights. Everybody should be nice and comfortable. 64 degree track temp and air temp here, so.
3 wide wheel already coming out of turns 4. Zach Deuscher, Josh Small, and the 98 of Skylar Sigston.
Those three no strangers to one another, longtime competitors for about, a long time. Can't really count the years now. It's been that long. So on and off competitors, that is. So they definitely know each other. on the track. So no doubt about each other there. In total, like, well, let's start racing. Let me see. Met Carl again right before COVID happened because old Pro Boss, and then right before COVID happened, or that thingamadoodle, who I guess we can't really always talk about, but the sickness, the plague. Yes, so going on what? 6 years? Anyway,
Yeah.
On and off. So I brought Phil, then me and Phil brought Zach, and then it's kind of been on from there, on and off. So,
You see there in Scholar 6?
man, oh man, this is some good racing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, who was that? 90. Oh no, that was Joe Stipe. My apologies. His 00. He's got the wonderful, almost Buckshot Jones 00 font there, but I just thought it was a 99 for a minute. I thought it might have been Troy, but it wasn't. It was Joe getting very close to the wall. This is some good hard-nosed racing. 31, I'm trying to get my thing to scroll way up here. 31 competitors, Brian. One of the biggest fields to boot in the BNR Trucks Series. I tell you what, I always tell you, your trucks, never get rid of your trucks. Trucks is the heart and soul of the BNR Racing League. Always has been, always will be, I think. It's a shame, like, you got temporarily kind of rid of the Xfinity Series, but always have the numbers over here, always good turnout, always great racing. I mean, especially here on the mile and a halfs in the BNR. Mainly, I feel like because the fuel mileage, you always see a good number of races come out to play.
Yeah, but I didn't get how many laps of fuel they were getting. I heard them talking about it, but I really wasn't like listening. So.
I'm going to speculate it's about normal whenever we come to a mile and a half, and if I can, 35. Sorry, I got strangled and choked on oxygen, just precious air. Don't you love it? Anyway, so it just creeps up and just starts choking you. Anyway.
You already know our trucks are always dumb, even last year.
Oh yeah.
Because we get told the trucks are the easiest thing in the world.
I mean, it looks like so much fun. I tell you, man, anywho, so I mean, if Max Verstappen drives these things on occasions, it's got to be fun, right? So.
Yeah. You have a point. So you see there Troy Daggett and Pete Woodrum.
What about him?
We're on the outside there, getting on by, who's that, the 3? Oh, Brandon. Yep, they're getting on by Brandon. Well, you know and I know, Brandon's just riding. He don't care. Brandon's always done that.
10 laps into the race so far this evening, BNR Trucks Series at Las Vegas. Let's look at some of the biggest movers. First off, Mike Slaughter 5+5 in 14th position. Then, 12th. Then you have in 14th position Pete Woodrum, +7 positions. You go down a little bit lower on the totem pole. +10 in the number 13, Jason, Big Dog Pearson. In the 19th position. He's last season's Thursday Series champion, but don't have a Thursday Series at the moment. But anyhow, defending BNR Cup Series champion, Jason Pearson, nevertheless. Biggest losers at the moment, Alex Kerr, 8 positions down. Evan Amick, 9 positions down. And Matthew Hunsaker is -5 after having a good third position start. He is down 5 positions in 8th place. So biggest losers, biggest winners are yeah, let's try to find a different way to phrase that. I'll phrase it better later. Biggest movers, biggest losers. There we say it. That's a bit better. There we go. All about the correctness there. Gotta make it sound a bit better so it don't sound so sloppy. Anyway, yes, Rongich and Roberts, man, these guys are somewhat teammates. They're with Ernie King, somewhat teammates. Over there with Gilmore, man. Gilmore's in this race too. Look at that, man. You almost never know who's going to come out to a BNR race, Brian. You might, maybe one day we might get some more esports drivers up in here. Maybe one day. You know, you never know. But
One can hope.
yeah, one day. We do kind of know some people, but
We're not going
we've
to.
never.
So we're not even going to worry about that.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I don't think we were ever on their good side, right? So.
You were.
Oh.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on who they are. You understand what I'm saying? You get it now? Go ahead.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
No, but
Come back, Sim. Come back. Yes, there we go. He's having a hiccup.
it is because I'm having problems with the page.
Yeah, it'll come back.
I believe it. But what do I know just as well as you do? What? Go on.
How intense these races can be, from green flag all the way to checkered. Pit stops really matter, and it's really just hitting your marks. There it goes again. Don't know why.
Oh,
Come back. Oh, entry lines through the grass.
like you say, all about hitting your marks, getting, whether it be on and off pit road or through the corners successfully, like we just saw Xavier on, anime there in the 88, like have a moment. And yeah, Anthony is through the grass. Is that because of maybe lag, or so? Are you the only one experiencing problems, or is everybody else on the sim experiencing problems too, Brian? Or is it?
I'm not sure.
What's okay? Cool. Anywho, but yes, whether it be turning into the corners the way you want to, whenever you say, your marks, get on your marks.
Sorry about that. For those of the viewers who are watching, we had a little hiccup there. Hopefully we're all good to go here for the end. I hate to miss the action with silly things like that happen. So I'd like to thank all of you.
Something happened for real, because Brandon is now in P31. He's down 25 spots. I don't think he should be down there, right? Like
Brandon Moore's way in the back. But he might have had a hiccup.
I think.
Out. All right, buddy, a couple laps.
Anyway, but yeah.
There's the first caution.
They were finally starting to get strung out after about a good 20 laps here. See what this caution is for. It is Alex Kerr in the 15, it looks like. Is it?
Yes.
Oh, he's going to get tight. Had a very compromising entry. Doesn't look like the truck wanted to really enter, never could get it to turn, Brian. And then just contacts made on the exit there.
Yep. Well, this kind of saved Brandon, to be honest with you. And
Yeah, if whatever happened back there.
oh wait, you can go back.
Let's do with my bottle. And a bottle of water. Oh, I don't think we're gonna get to see, because this is one of those times where the sim kind of bugged out, right? So,
Oh yeah. Yep.
man, so yeah, it bugged out for everyone there. So that's truly unfortunate. So Brandon is truly going to have to fight back now. You see the damage on the 3 truck, Brian. That is heavy damage that Mike Skinner has occurred. So, man. Oh, we got chaos. Somebody in the pits has almost looped her, but not quite. They're going to get it back in the box, though. Bradford in the 8 wins the race off pit road, and others follow. So there goes defending champion Troy Daggett. Let's try to talk to Troy.
Troy. Right here. I was trying to find his name, sorry.
Okay. Hey, Troy, got a copy?
Yes, I do. How's it going, guys?
Oh, it's going pretty good. So first 20 laps, you guys were kind of starting to get spread out into a run there. Maybe the cream rising to the top. Something was happening, but also looks like some lag out there occurring. Is it pretty laggy out there, Troy?
The front half I was up in, I didn't see too bad on the leggy.
Gotcha. So other than that, like, just how's it hanging? 20 laps in, first caution. Were you expecting maybe more chaos earlier than 20 laps, with it being just about full field?
Yeah, no, this is good. The first run was really good. Didn't burn my tires up too bad. It's going to be really hard to pass. Track position is going to be key tonight. If you get towards the back, it's going to be hard. But I look forward to hopefully not too many cautions. I like to do green flags, because we raced here last night in a different league, and we went green all the way, which is really fun, making pit stops go.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, Troy, and go get them, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Troy Daggett, defending series champion there. Like you said, wasn't trying to burn his stuff up too much there, but it was just starting to come in on him. So pace car about to peel off. Lights are out. Flag man has that green flag in hand.
Green flag.
And we're rolling back up to speed for turn 1 again. And Bradford with the inside lane. Oh, but he's going to get eaten up on this restart, it looks like, Brian.
That he is. I wonder if he just put
His pit stop time is like an 8.5-second pit stop, so could have been just maybe lights or just fuel only, maybe just fuel only like you alluded to. So maybe we should have talked to Bradford. Because he is falling like a rock. I mean, kind of. A little bit. I've got this other page now, and I'm using my cellular. Oh, yep.
Philip Richards got a little risky there.
Oh, gonna get a little bit more risky, risking it for the biscuit. Budweiser on Budweiser crime, just about. But, yeah, man, look at the moves, man. He went for a gap, he saw it, and it almost didn't close. But hey, he's got a fresh pair of shoes on that number 2, and he's going to the front, or at least trying. Like Daggett talk about, track position is going to be key. If you lose it, you may not ever get it back. Let's check in on where is Brandon Moore. He is in 23rd position after being involved. Him and Anthony Lane in 29th. So him and Anthony coming off of turn number 4. He didn't even, they have a fast repair right in the Truck Series. He hasn't used it yet, Brian. I don't think. Oh, contact. Oh, this is big. This is a huge crash here. Coming off of turn number 4 through the front straightaway that's not so straight. It's a D-shaped front straightaway, so it's going to have a slight kink, Brian. And so you're going to kind of have the wheel at maybe a 10-degree angle, maybe. Oh man, heavy damage to the 56 of Dave Barry. What transpires here, coming hard racing, looks like, Philip's going to get loose. Dave's going to get right up to the spoiler, back bumper, and just kind of get Philip loose. They're both working their way to the front. Mark, Philip, and Dave, they're kind of in a line. They're in a tow to catch Pete Woodrum there, the one truck. But, it just goes all wrong because Dave just gets a good run, gets up to the back of the 2, and unfortunately gets Philip loose. Going to get a ride. Let's ride on board, Brian, if we can, with Dave, and you'll see, because that'll be it's almost like an Austin Terrio reenactment, just about. Austin Terrio driving for Brad Kozlowski here had a real vicious crash. So he's Dave's going to lose control too because he's going to pedal check up and whatnot, and Philip swipes back up, and I think he hits him, but nevertheless, in doing so, like, Dave overcorrects her and then comes up, and JP, let's ride on board with JP. We have time because JP comes up and he T-bones Barry. That's where Barry gets all that damage, I do believe, right? So the 138 as well. So the 138 comes up and kind of clips. I believe, yes, that's what happens. Bam. So that's Tyler Kim as well. Just nowhere to go, right, Brian? Like, you have drivers checking up and everything. Like, just, man, what a hard impact. Philip was trying to make some moves, like I said, both the Berries and Bridgman there, so it was almost like B&B trucking, just trucking to the front, right? But unfortunate circumstances. We've talked about it before. You get too close to the spoilers of these trucks or Xfinity cars, Cup cars, I don't care cars, Gen 6 cars, Brian, were very notable to do it. The 87 cars, if you get to a certain angle with the 87 cars side drafting or are getting bumper to bumper in certain track situations, you will do that same thing, taking the air off the spoiler. I'm pretty sure that's just what happened there. Barry just gets close enough, coming out of turn number 4, just takes the air off the spoiler. Physics on iRacing is just that down to a certain T, to where, I mean, yeah, we see some net coating as far as, latency goes in iRacing as far as a bubble, to where, hey, I turned you with the bubble, right? But that was just flat out just, hey, I turned you with the physics of the air. And oh man, kind of a mini big one there. So Pete Woodrum plus 14 in that 7th spot. Tyler Kim, who was one of the people, drivers involved in that, plus 17 in 9th position. Jonathan Highball and Paul Lawson, 12th and 13th and 11th positions and 12th positions respectively. Jason Pearson plus 15 in 14th position. So, man, where'd Jason start? All the way down in, wow, Jason, this is, anywho. Gonna have to see how this restart will fare. It's almost, not quite caution breeding caution, but just about, Brian. We got a few laps under the belt, but not a whole lot, right? So, nevertheless, lights are back off on the pace car.
Yeah, pace laps go quick.
Roberts and Rongich side by side. Yeah, they do. We got a couple of good replays of that crash. Gnarly crash, I tell you what. Might need to turn the frames per second down on the screen share if you can. Troy Daggett gonna look to the outside on this restart, but then peeks back, so you need a little bit of drafting help here, Brian, at least for the first few laps on fresh tires or heat cycled tires, right? So
I think as well, these boys get racy from every time they get the drop of that green flag.
no, they really do. They go for every position.
Yeah. But it's like you got 100 and something laps. You know, I'm just going to sit back and run. You know, I got no need to push.
Exactly.
No need to get anywhere. Get a couple of them green flag pit stops in, and then you guys will be good. Well, next week's North Wilkesboro.
And North Wilkesboro, one of the best short tracks ever, and one of the most challenging, so a whole lot of letting it roll. You want to get that truck as straight as you can coming up off the corner. Pretty much just a short Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, Las Vegas used to be pretty flat too, so. Battle for the lead heating up. Roberts taking it to the inside of Rongich. And you have Slaughter, Deutscher, and Daggett rounding out the top five. Pete Woodrum in 6th position. Tyler Kim in 7th. Mark Berry 8th. Joe Stipe 9th. Ernest King in 10th position. Jason Pearson in 11th. Matthew Hunsaker 12th. Skylar Sixton in 13th. Dave Berry fighting back in 14th. Christopher Campbell rounds out the top 15. As this great side-by-side battle, you got to be careful though, because you could take the air off the nose of that truck of either side of you, side drafting, pinching them down to the pretty much on the apron, Brian. And then Robert's trying to maybe run him up a little bit, vice versa. If you peek your nose out, you got a chance of taking the air off the fellow competitor beside you. It all depends, man. It's a very close needle you were threading.
That it is.
As we see Daggett,
but also
indecisive, doesn't.
Oh, go ahead. I'm just talking.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Like I said before, the side drafting and constantly close to those right side tires of the 40. The 40's now using up a lot more right side tires with the side draft from the 83 of Rongich, so he's making the right side a lot more. To where Rongich is only abusing his left side. So Rongich's right sides are doing pretty good compared to.
Caution. Talk to me.
Oh. Man, what happened there? Pete Woodrum, one of the biggest movers of the night. Oh, and then Anthony Lane gets sideswiped, I do believe. Oh, man. Who?
So you see here, I don't know if Ernie thought...
Oh, that's Ernie?
That's Ernie.
So Pete's having to do some pedaling down here in the bottom lane because...
Oh, no, Pete.
Oh, that's some net code because he did not mean to do that, I don't think. He's, like I said, there's a lot of movement out of the one truck. I don't really think Pete meant to do all that now. I think there's some net coding going on there. That truck kind of twitch. Excuse me. Oh my, that truck kind of twitches a little bit. Let's ride on board with Ernie though, as he comes down the track and he collects the 9. Who was in the 9?
Robert
Amaro in the 9. Amaro. One of these days I'm going to get that correct. My apologies, Robert. But, oh man. What a hard look there. And then Ernie's going to ricochet out of the wall after nose to nose come down. Man, Campbell barely got by. Who was that? Tyler Myers, I think, right, in the 77?
Yeah.
And then wham, Anthony Lane in it again for a second time already, and Bradford with that strategy earlier, and Highball in the 41 had a piece of it.
Yeah, it's... Vegas can be a little rough. Oh. There he is. Welcome back. Now I don't hear you.
What? No. Yeah, I left and rejoined. Yeah. I was seeing maybe that might help if I left and rejoined with how laggy the screen share is. Well,
Are you watching it off the Xbox?
Well, I'm also whenever it kind of lags a little bit, I will.
If you are and someone else is watching it, it's going to lag.
What do you mean?
Like if you're watching off the Xbox?
Well, no, I'm not. You can't do the screen share. I can't do screen share on the Xbox. No, you can't.
Yeah, you can, because I watched Josh off of it.
At the moment. Unless they just did it with a recent update that I didn't know about.
Oh yeah, they did.
I still got it on, like I'm still doing it how I've been doing it, like just through my tablet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a new thing they done.
I'll just check after we get through with the race tonight. I'm not gonna check right now. It seems to be doing better. It's not like skipping or lagging. Normally, whenever I leave the call and come back, it you know what I mean? It normally
Yes,
buffers
sir.
out.
I normally do that.
So lights are out on the pace car. We're about to get back rolling yet again, getting the green flag at lap 47. 46 circuits will be complete, working the third caution of the evening.
Green flag.
And green flag is back out and we are underway. Las Vegas Motor Speedway hosting the BNR Trucks Series, right? Yes. Anyway. So many drivers you could choose from, to pick from, to maybe be your favorite to win here this evening. A couple of them might have gotten a good setback or two. You know, Jason Pearson, Philip Bridgman, Anthony Lane. Those are a couple of drivers at the moment that are a lap down. Dave Barry having to fight back from an incident. Brandon Moore fighting back from an incident. Someone is in the pits. 3 wide. Brandon Moore, Josh Small, and Philip Bridgman. Philip Bridgman competing to be the first truck 1 lap down with Jason Pearson. Oh, Skyler making a good run around Mark Barry as running on board with Tyler. Yep. I was hesitant. I just had to see the number again. Tyler and Robert kind of exchanging numbers and almost trying to just psych me out and play mind games with me, I guess. I'm so used to them being in pretty much different, not different numbers, like being in that number. I was almost about to say, hey, that's Robert, but no, it was not, so Had to remember. Do you remember?
Chasing the times in September.
Okay, well, that two different songs that we were going for at the same time. I was kind of like in the air tonight, and then like also like that works too. Earth, Wind, and Fire works as well too. You know, hey. Groovy town all over, but a little bit 3 wide, 4 wide drivers, a bit cautious. J.D. O'Brien, who ran some of the most laps in practice, very hesitant. He doesn't apparently like what he sees in front of him, so he's trying to just back out of it. So, see, now that I backed out and rejoined the call, everything's buffered out, so it's okay, Brian. Okay. Cameron Smith, plus 16 positions. Ernie King is trying to get back, but he can't get back. Instead, he's getting further back to where he doesn't want to be. Brandon Moore in 18th. This is one of the highest he's been since he had that lag. Like, everybody had the lag there coming out of turn number 4, and him and Anthony Lane had the, might as well just say, that come to Jesus meeting. So Tyler Kim plus 17 positions, but Tyler Myers and him just exchanged positions. Skylar Sixton is in 7th position. Matthew Hunsaker, 6th position. He's trying to get back into 3rd, and that's where he started. Troy Daggett plus 10 positions, but he's in 5th. Mike Slaughter, 13 plus positions. He's sitting in 4th inside the top 5. Will Roberts, one of the fellow doppelgangers, in 3rd position at the moment. Zachary Deutscher and Zachary Rongich in 2nd and 1st positions. That is the 38 and 83 respectively. You have a 5-car truck. My apologies, I did it again. Breakaway. Normally it's you doing that. So Tyler and Tyler. Yep. Tyler and Tyler battling for position back there for 8th position, but Jeff Gilmore has came in on that battle right through the window. Tyler Kim no longer a part of that. That's now just, he's kind of being reeled in by others now. Man, just look at this back here. What a scrap. But some of this a little bit further back, this is lap downage a little bit. Philip Bridgman and Jason Pearson fighting to be the first competitor, 1 lap down. If and when the next terrible towel could be thrown, if we do, like I say, see it at all. But, you know, with this many trucks out here, there's going to be contact more than likely. Even if we do try to get spread out, it still might happen. That's a sharp paint scheme there, Anime. I mean, I like it because it's Reese's and orange. Best of both worlds, you know, it's Reese's and orange. That's one of my favorite, snacks. Let's check in on Anime. Where is he running at the moment?
14th.
Good positioning there, Anime, so plus 5 positions from where he started. He's battling with fellow rival Cameron Smith in the 7 and the 81. He is Anthony Lane, but he's a lap down. He is one of the others, Jason Pearson, Philip Bridgman, trying to be 1 lap down. Let's look back up again at the front of the field. So Zach and Zach, 1st and 2nd. Then back to Roberts in 3rd position. He's having to just mangle and tangle with Slaughter, Gilmore, and Daggett. In 6th position. Hunsaker falling back to 7th. 3 wide indeed. Gilmore puts it in the middle. Roberts having to kind of whoa up a little bit. He's like, whoa, now I wasn't expecting all that movement out of you, Gilmore, but caution is out. Here we go. What's going to happen? who's it going to be as far as who's it going to be now? Who is also going to be the lucky dog recipient? I'll say it's not Anthony again. Urban Amick in the 66. Oh, something happens with Anthony here. I'm going to have to rewind that a little bit. There we go, Brian. Thank you very much. Oh, Cameron's going to hook Anthony coming out of turn number 2. It looks like he's going to get a little bit of wobbly, maybe. Yes, indeed. Coming down the track. And whoopsie daisy into the 81 and right into that outside retaining wall. Now, if the 81 of Anthony line wouldn't have been there, Cameron would have just went down the track and Jeff Gordon himself into the inside retaining wall. But, to his, fortunately, he was there. But unfortunately, that's probably going to ruin Anthony's night. He was trying to recover. He was on the right track to a certain degree. Hello?
Yes.
Oh, goodbye.
Well, look at that race.
Who? Man, what a race off pit road that was. Zachary Rongich wins that race off pit road, I do believe. No, Joe?
There was Joe.
No. Oh, was it Joe? Wow.
So Paul Lawson is going to stay out.
It's bold strategy, Cotton. We saw how risky that was last time. Looks like Jason may stay out here and attempt to get a wave around, so this will put multiple trucks back on the lead lap, Brian.
See if we can talk to Joe. How's that?
All right, cool. Joe, got a copy?
Sure.
So, you won the race off pit road, got some good track position. What you thinking about now?
Just trying to maintain to the end of the race, tires are becoming a little bit of an issue right now, just because of the fact of all the cautions. I kind of got off my strategy a little bit, so just did a gas and go. Maybe get a lead lap lid, but just trying to keep it up in front and keep it clean and stay out in front.
Well, you're doing a decent job at the moment, and some good hard-nosed racing. One of the, like I said to Brian, a big field tonight, 31 trucks. I mean, lots of good racing at the moment. We're only 64 laps into it. So, like you said, just trying to stay up front, maintain this top 5, top 7, right? Just ride out the storm, right, Joe?
Yeah, for right now, I think we may be able to stretch it, if it goes green, stretch it to maybe one stop left. But I've got an extra, that makes me an extra set if I need them. So just try to maintain.
Yes, sir. Maintain and hold on. And like you said, may have to just stretch it out to one stop. Lots of fuel saving possibly going into this next run if we get some green flag running in. Best of luck to you, Joe. Go get them.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So, you heard it from Joe himself. Possibly a 2-stopper left. Maybe some guys stretching it to just one stop.
All depends.
And you better pull those depends up tight. It's going to be probably a long one here. Don't know. You never can tell in motorsports if those cautions are going to keep breeding cautions. That is it's a true term. You're seeing it here live. We're going to get a couple of good laps, and hey, something's going to happen. It's you never can tell. Sometimes, Roberts.
Green.
Something happened to Willie. Anywho, we're racing back underway. Gas and go not really working again for one of these competitors, that being Joe. We just talked to him. He very compromising way up there, but he's doing this to save a set of tires for later, Brian. So that's a bold strategy within of itself, as also having Paul Lawson staying out. He just got put in a 3-wide position. So trying to get away from that, he is. Zach Deutscher now leading this race. Zachary Rongich in second, so still Zach and Zach. But now Jeff Gilmore in third position. Don't know what happened to Roberts. He is out of the race. So probably must have.
I noticed with the storm, they're messing with a lot of internet, and it's still people not running full optimum and
Right.
stuff like that.
Ooh, Lawson having a twitch out of turn number 4. Got to be careful, like I talked about earlier. Turn number 4, turn number 2, 2 different corner exits, and they will both throw you out and catch you out. Similar to Homestead's corner exits, but a little bit worse. As these trucks, that's going to be a bit compromising. Brandon Moore just trying to get back to the front. We've seen it. Once you get kind of stuck back here in all the dirty air, it's hard to make position back up. Christopher Campbell slicing and dicing his way through. Rongich has taken the lead back away from Deutscher. Gilmore still in third position. Slaughter in fourth. And Daggett rounds out the top 5. Dave Berry driven back inside 6th position. Mark Berry in 8th. Skylar Sixton 7th. No, look at Tyler Myers. He's inside the top 10 and 9th. There you go. So Joe has fallen back to 10th after restarting on the outside front row in 2nd position. So not too bad, Brian, at the moment, I'd have to say. Nope, as I say that, he falls back to 11th. So, but nevertheless, still, trying to just conserve and keep a set of tires in the pits, that's not a bad call. So drivers that got their lap back last time by were Philip Bridgman and Jason Pearson. Philip because of the lucky dog position, and Jason because of the wave around rule. Of course, Jason had to stay out. He did not pit to be eligible to take that. Driver with the fastest lap currently out of the race is Will Roberts with a 30.16, but like I just said, currently out of the race. Probably won't see him the rest of the evening, but that more than likely we might see that broken later on this evening.
Something happened with the Zach and Zach.
What happened?
I don't know because they fell big. So Zach Deutsch is now in 8th and Longest is 19th.
Yes, indeed. Jeff Gilmore is now the race leader. Everybody moves up a couple of positions. Let's see. Brian, producers, TV director, so forth, going to kind of... Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness. So something happens similar to what happened earlier between Barry and Bridgman, but Deutsch are going to come up, kind of give a helping hand. Oh,
that was
wait a minute. Something goes awry with Rongich. Back that up. Something happens with Rongich. That's weird because Rongich kind of hiccups before Deutscher hits him. You know, he kind of lulls. Like, I don't... Yeah, that's crazy. Does Rongich... Maybe Rongich's engine expire or something? Like, let go? That's... I've never really seen two... Oh, man, and then J.D. O'Brien gets into the wall there. Is that live? Is this back live? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow, okay. Not bad. So much happening. Is there oil on the track or something? What in the world?
Maybe.
Man, oh, man. What is up, Jaden? Jaden out there in chat. At least somebody's out there chatting. So, man, oh man, 78 laps down and complete.
We can do that. Since you're way over halfway.
Yes, Brian, we can do that. We can definitely do a crank it up. flag scheduled pit stops are occurring for some drivers at the moment, with different strategies unfolding at the moment, Brian.
So it's probably a connection issue or a USB that unsyncing it from Zach's wheel. Wrong.
So basically, like a pedal problem. It looked like a pedal problem, Brian. Kind of getting into the corner. I've had that happen before, if you remember. Happened to me at times. So it's quite unfortunate whenever that happens. I mean, you can't really. There's nothing. It's just like a little glitch, or kind of a short in the cord, or just got to break down by a new pedal set, maybe, or who knows what the problem can be. It could just be a gremlin. I'm not going to try that again. Normally I can say it, but anyway, agitation sets in with just under 40 laps to go, as some of these drivers have either been caught up in crashes or think that they should be up higher on the totem pole than what they are, but they're not. And like Joe talked about it earlier this evening, can we make it with one stop? Or some drivers, I do believe, fuel mileage, BNR Truck Series at a mile and a half, 35 to 42 laps, I do believe. Sometimes they can make it 45, right, Brian? So they went back green flag racing. 60, 65s. So some of those trucks, especially Jason Pearson, others that are on a different strategy that had to stay out and get that lucky dog, got to come in, make a pit stop. We've already seen that transpire. Yeah, we rode on board with Wrongage during the Crank It Up, and that kind of looked like what it was, riding on board with Wrongage for another time during the Crank It Up. He kind of lulled down onto the apron, right, but it just looked like it wanted to kind of like, like not really wanted to stay going, but he's on the throttle, right? But it just, like you said, it seems like to be a connection problem with his pedals, perhaps. I do speculate. It doesn't hurt to speculate. That's what we do. That's what our job is for up here in the booth, or else we wouldn't be here bringing you this action to you. Whatever you're getting it from, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, mobile device, YouTube on your Xbox, or smart TV, or whatever Fire Stick you could be using on your internet access, however you're getting you the BNR Racing Network, bringing you the BNR Trucks Series here at Las Vegas. So Viva Las Vegas. 201 or 200, what? One of the brothers Barry is in the pits, along with defending Mark Barry. Yes, indeed. I have the cheat sheet. I should be looking at it too. I keep forgetting at it. Every time I sometimes, I put it down, meaning my other device, my phone. And it's like, why do I do that? I should just be holding it the entire time if I'm going. Like, the only person I don't get to use this to. Oh, look at them. There's a whole bunch of them coming in now, Brian. Look. Oh, we got trouble. Chaos. Man, if I was a race director, you wouldn't want me being a race director, would you, Brian? My opinions matter, though, right? But, man, oh, man, I would have. Right? But, anyway. Especially in this day and age, that might be looked upon as a caution, but then others would be like, why'd you throw a caution in the middle of a pit cycle? But then, I've seen it happen. Anyway, so Cameron Smith gets back going again, a little bit fast, but I guess that's speed limit.
I think it's 45,
so,
I think.
I don't.
Yeah, I think it's 45.
I think it is, sure. I don't know. I'm not the sheriff. So that was a whole band of trucks just getting on and off pit road. You saw right there the mistakes can be made, as we always talk about each and every week, each and every day, each and every broadcast we do, Brian. We talk about mistakes being made and utilizing the chances getting on and off pit road that you take. Of when do you pit? Do you want to pit with a whole group of people, maybe taking that risk of short pitting, or when do you pit type of thing? And you saw there was a whole flock of them coming onto the apron, and some of them just it was like deers in the headlights type of thing. And I don't want to speak from experience, but oh my. Anyway, so closing in on 30 to go, and Dave Barry has really turned this race around for him at the moment. He is leading over Daggett. I wonder what has happened. Hopefully nothing bad. I hear the medical helicopter has evacuated somebody, so everybody keep them in your prayers, whoever that could be. That's never a good sound whenever you hear that, Brian, right? So Slaughter in second position. At least that's got to be what it is. Daggett, man, look at this. So top three, all pigs in a blanket, Brian. Top three separated. Oh! Troy Daggett tags the wall. Coming out of turn number 2, he pancakes the right side of his automobile. But that does not hinder him at the moment. Man, that almost looks like as whenever Quaker punted me in the wall coming out of turn number 4 in the Xfinity Series in BKR that one night, Brian. But nevertheless,
I remember that.
Oh man, it wasn't it? God. Anyway, but so man, now he's starting to feel the effects, like the adrenaline has worn off the truck now, and it's like my back, my hip. I did something to myself. The truck feels he just got washed up in that dirty air, and the truck he was so close up to Slaughter and being up in that 3-truck tandem there that they have going on, that threesome that they had at the moment. Oh man, that sounded. I'm sorry. Anyway, but motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. But he's still within the tow, and man, like I said, Barry has really turned this race around. But last season and other...
They came down a little early.
Is there a connection issue tonight, or because it feels like a there's like a yeah, I feel like they came down a little bit early too, but is there a delay tonight? Like, can you not hear me all the way or something? Like, now I'm kind of concerned. You good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. You were just concerned that, I mean, I totally feel the concern for some of these drivers a little bit further back in the pack, especially Pearson, that had to, like, he took that strategy earlier in the race, right, Brian, to stay out and take the wave around. He put himself in that position. Everybody pitted in front of him, and he was like, all right, well, I'm taking a chance. I'm going to get my lap back now and maybe get my lap back here and get another caution real quick. At the moment, he's back on the lead lap, but is he another one of those drivers that Joe talked about earlier in the race that may need 2 pit stops? Where's Joe in the 00? Let me do some investigating here. Oh man, he's in 15th, but that's okay. He's still on the lead lap. But he's falling ever so slightly into the danger zone. Matthew Hunsaker in the danger zone, kind of. He's almost 27 seconds off the leader. Mike Slaughter kind of applying the pressure to brother Dave Barry. And he, like I said, man, comeback race of the night award goes to Dave Barry at the moment. I don't know who else we could give it to besides Dave, because he was involved in a gnarly crash. Him and Phil had a coming together, as we said earlier. They had to come to Jesus, maybe. But anyway, so riding on board on the Napa No House Chevrolet of Cameron Smith, who had a similar attribute with Anthony Lane here in the race, but that is not Anthony, that is Bradford. So this is Bradford, Cameron, Tyler, Kim, Christopher Campbell here, this little 4-truck battle group. And this is 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th positions. Right behind them approaching is Joshua Highball and Jason Pearson. Kevin Roy. I haven't talked too much about Kevin tonight, but he is, in a way, riding by him lonesome. He's got some distance between the person in front of him and behind him. Fellow SRU compadre Philip Bridgman is behind him, but nevertheless, Kevin, 17 positions from where he started in 14th, Brian. He's always making up ground and always trying to be, I feel like, at least in the top 10 and every race he shows up to be a part of at the end of these races. It always shows. He always tries, and those are the type of drivers I love to watch. Kind of look out for, keep an eye on, you know what I'm saying? So 20 laps to go here. And Dave Barry still leading over Slaughter by, man, might as well just say like a car length or whatever, like just a 10th. Troy Daggett, after body slamming the wall, he kind of fell off. He, unfortunate, but maybe holding on to a podium finish. Gilmore in 4th position, just kind of sitting there at the moment. Oh, Lawson clipping the apron, almost 3 wide, and they were for a mere moment. Might be 3 wide again. This is a great battle. Sigston and Myers, 77-98, battling for 6th and 7th positions. And they're going at it as if it's the final 5 laps of the race, but they still have 20 to go. 19, my apologies. It can't be 20 to go forever.
We'll see who's got it. But yet again, my math could be wrong as well.
Your math, my math, everybody's math. No, we didn't say that other M word. So, man, there's a few trucks out of this race, but nevertheless, it's been a doozy, a heck of a race. You would have told me 31 competitors, and what do we have, 4 cautions? But at the moment, not too bad, and field pretty decent field as well. Mistakes happen. Can't really blame anything on anyone whenever lag occurs or just connection problems or different things to that effect. Slaughter keeping a steady distance on Barry, not letting him go, but now Barry has almost a half second lead as this battle back here between Bradford and Smith. I thought it was. Yeah, it is. Heats up. Who is that with them?
Kim.
It's no one.
Well, that's Pete's a lap down.
Yes. Unfortunate for Pete being a lap down. Pearson back in the pits, so Pearson doesn't have enough fuel, and he pitted. Oh man, so that, hey, Brian,
That's
ooh,
what I mean. It's got to be
hey.
close. I think it was
Yeah, it is.
6 laps after Barry and all them came down.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
it's gonna be
why Gilmore fell off.
It's gonna be close.
It is.
Now, like we talked about, he was already off strategy, cycle around, getting a lap back, and thus for, he was going to have to pit a second time anyway, being off that strategy from the race leaders, right? But nevertheless, valiant effort from JP after just being off strategy, getting involved in different things and whatnot, but you got to keep trying until you can't, you have a fast repair here in the BNR Truck Series, so unless something happens like engine expires while running, or like in Will Roberts' case, probably be my luck too, you just disappear, blink out, and well, that's all she wrote, Dear John, so typical. So I feel for you. That's that. Just ask Brian. That would be my luck. So, closing stages of this race. Like I said, it's been a heck of a race. Like I said, don't even know if it's going to need some extra strategy to unfold as far as do the leaders have enough to make it home, to see that checkered flag wave, or are they going to have to come in?
That's what I mean. It's getting very close.
Let's look at the lap times too, Brian. So the last lap times from the leaders are pretty far off from their best lap times, but man, I would say they're saving quite a bit. Just saying. If I had to guess, guesstimation. No one's been able to beat my lap time, so thank you, my fellow twin. If you're listening to the broadcast still out there, Will. Thank you, Will, myself, and I, for setting the fastest lap. Like I said, hopefully it still won't be broken. I love that. Love to see it. It's so cool. That's my name, man. I mean, it's not like my name's gonna be William B. Roberts, but yeah, it's still William Roberts. Like my teacher would get. I had this one math teacher. God love her. Don't know where she's at, but she'd get so irritated at me, Brian, because she'd be like, "What's your name? Is it Will? Is it Willie? Is it William?" And because every different work assignment, I would sign my name differently, right, Brian? Yes. So she got a bit irritated with me grading my papers, and she'd ask me, "What is my name?" Or and I told her, I said, "Well, just what do you like? My name is William. My friends call me Will or Willie, so I just go by whoever prefer." And I asked her, and she said, "Well, you're William." So I said, "Yes, ma'am." So anyway.
Oh, this is the battle for 7th.
It is the battle for 7th. They won't get away from each other, and I bet you Bradford is trying to just be like, "Man, if I had a stick right now, just man, they won't leave each other alone. They've been racing the good fight for a while. I mean, if you're a racer, man, you love it, but sometimes you hate it because it's like, man, I just leave me alone. Like, I just want to be by myself, get in the groove, and I don't want to feel pressured. But anytime you have Brought to you by the Bearded Bear Customs of Christopher Campbell, as Bradford scrapes the wall coming out of turn number 4, but that's okay. He gets it back together, and the battle's going to keep ensuing, I do believe, between Cameron and Bradford there, because even though Myers is ahead of them, I don't think, maybe Cameron might be able to run him down, but Bradford's going to just catch back up to old Smithy there.
Laps to go this time by, Will.
Matthew Hunsaker now seriously in the danger zone, so to speak. He's right in front of the race leaders, Brian. Like you say, 3 laps to go at the stripe this time by. Dave Barry has a half a second lead over Mike Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter there in second place. Any wrestling fans out there, come on now. Troy Daggett, last season's defending BNR Truck Series champion, sitting on the final spot of the podium.
What a tough.
Do they have enough fuel to make it? Do what?
I said, what a tough tussle by the 56 to get all the way back up here to the front of the pack. The white flag is now waving in the air. Does he have enough to get back to the line?
Yeah, that is the question here, Brian. Do all these truckers have enough? Oh, Cameron gets by Tyler Myers for 7th position, as Dave Barry, with an etch-a-sketch night to say the least, going to round turns 3 and 4 with Mike Slaughter in tow, and going to get the checkered flag and take the victory tonight. Man, oh man, what a race, Brian. Heck of a race by these competitors, by these drivers.
Oh yeah, I would say. Very good one. Very good, very good.
Troy Daggett in 3rd, Jeff Gilmore, Mark Berry, Skylar Sigston, Cameron Smith, Tyler Myers, Aaron Bradford, Tyler Kim, Kevin Roy, Christopher Campbell, Joshua Heibel, Josh Small, Philip Bridgman, Joe Stipe, Matthew Hunsaker rounds out the lead lappers. Pete Woodrum, Xavier, Anime there. He's going to teach me how to pronounce his last name, so I feel more comfortable. I'm going to get him to do that one day. Anyway, Evan Amick, Brandon Moore, Paul Lawson, Alex Kerr, Anthony Line. What's wrong with you?
I said his last name is Salgado.
Salgado. Yeah, like Chris pronounces it spectacularly on Sunday evenings. But anyway, Zach Deutscher, Zach Rongich, Ernest King, John O'Brien, and myself in 31st position. So it's amazing I was able to run some laps with you tonight, Brian, and be in the booth at the same time. So we will get the podium finishers up here in just a moment. We talked to him earlier in the race, Troy Daggett. What a finish he had tonight in 3rd position. He even pancaked the wall to try to have something to say about this race. We'll get him here. Brian, come on now. Get up to. Come on now, get to it. Come on. Get him. Get that. Where you at?
Right here.
Troy Daggett, last season's BNR Truck Series champion. I love to emphasize that, as we've already shown, already said it enough. You gotta, in the real world they emphasize playoffs and all these other things. Like I like emphasizing that people have won championships. Anyway, Troy Daggett, podium finisher here tonight, finishing on that final step in third position. You pancaked the wall trying to run down Slaughter and old brother Dave Barry there, but you couldn't quite get him at the end. Tell us about it, Troy. We talked to you earlier. Troy?
Oh yeah, that last half of the race was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was right before the green flag pit stop. I was right on Mike's back bumper, but I couldn't do anything. Every time I tried going low on him, my nose would just wash up at the get out of the gas, and he'd just go right on by me. Felt like I was better in 1 and 2 on him than I go on 3 and 4. Take that inside line and just wash up. I knew the race was going to be off of pit road, so I was making sure I was trying to be smooth and everything. Then I was hoping to get in front of Mike and David coming around, but they hung tight with me. Then I couldn't calculate my fuel. I think I thought for 1 minute I was like a half lap short. And then the guy with 5 to go and said, "Oh, 5 laps to go." Then it's like there's 6 laps of fuel left. I'm like, oh right, I can go, but then I had nothing in the tank to try and catch him.
Well, what an amazing effort, nevertheless. I mean, to be able to at least get to talk to us. Normally it's Brandon Moore trying to beat everybody off with a stick to talk to us tonight, but unfortunate circumstances, him and others got caught up in a bunch of chaos tonight. But after the chaos settled, there was a lot of, like you talked about, green flag running and pit stops and great equalizers, like we always talk about being pit stops. Man, there was some hard-nosed racing on those restarts, I tell you what. Next week, we're North Wilkesboro. What's to look forward to there, Troy?
I looked hopefully getting the win. I think I won it last year, so hopefully to repeat. I love short track racing. I love that track. I just hope this time around they don't turn it up to like 150 degrees track temp and turn out
Brian,
all over the place.
Hopefully it'll be like some cold track temperatures. Everybody will be sticking to the track, or not too cold, because then it'll be like ice. So, man, we got to find a happy medium, right, Troy? So, anywho, final thoughts, shout-outs, anything else you'd like to add about tonight?
Yeah, like I said, it was a lot of fun racing with Mike, and congrats to David Barry on the win. My teammate got 10th, Tyler Kim, so it was a lot of fun with him. See him get a top 10 in the league. Like I was always, I thank Brian and you for broadcasting and announcing this race. It's always fun to go back and watch. My wife and kids for letting me get on here and I race with you guys every Tuesday and Sunday afternoon, trying that league out. And I had my teammate Tyler Kim and Barb Custom K Engraving and thank them for when we put their name on the car.
All right, indeed. Tyler Kim gets multiple shout-outs. Thank you, Troy. And talk to you hopefully sometime next week as well at North Wilkesboro, bud.
Yeah, I hope to too. And this was good luck. I got third place finish. You guys pulled me up, so hopefully later on we can do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. See it, man.
You could be talking to Will again on Sunday, so maybe we'll see.
Oh yeah, that's right. Man, I keep forgetting he's in the Cup Series now.
Yes. I like that. I like seeing him out there and experiencing different things. Hey, the only way to get better.
Yeah,
with
getting
them
caught up in your
cars
crashes.
Well, I mean, not like that. But the only way
Hey,
to
I'm
get better
messing with you. Come on, man.
is to drive it. That's the only way.
Right.
So you're doing good. So just keep up the good work in both ends of the deal, and you'll find yourself doing pretty good.
Yep, thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun riding that Sunday series. Like I said, I'm just trying to get the hang of those. I haven't driven those in like 2 years, so a lot of fun relearning them. So
they look like a handful.
Yeah, they are. All right, dang it. Well, we'll get caught up with you later, and hopefully best of luck to you next Tuesday at North Wilkesboro. Don't worry, it ain't gonna be that hot. Trust me.
That's good. Hopefully we'll meet up in the Big Ten Championship on the college football game too. So
hopefully I'm currently sitting first place. I just beat Cameron, unfortunately, but we're not going to talk about that. Cameron had a hell of a run, and you're doing good over there too as well. So I'll get with you in a little bit, and best of luck to you next week.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
No problem.
Pleasure talking to you.
Yep. Next up, Mike.
Yes, Mike Slaughter up here. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, good evening, fellas.
Hey,
Talking to
made
you
it back
again.
up here again.
I made it again.
Listen,
all right.
he's our next Brandon Moore, Will.
Yes, he's taken Brandon's limelight.
Consistency.
Consistency is king and also killer. So, how'd you do it? How'd you almost? You almost got the dub away from Dave, but not quite. Dave had a comeback of the night award in his eyes, and he just wanted it. So that's what he's getting tonight. He is apparently the Daniel Ricciardo of this league. So, anyway, Mike, how are you doing tonight? Oh, he does, man.
No,
Getting wiped up in a couple of crashes, coming back like he is nothing, like he was standing still.
Yeah,
Right.
Flew past me in the pits and never looked back.
But you talked about consistency. Just that is the name of Las Vegas, really.
Yeah, you got to get track position. I qualified 17th. I was worried that I wasn't going to get the track position. So, a couple things. I made a few passes, but then there was a few times where guys just misjudge things and they lose a run. And you get an advantage and you pass 2 cars here, 2 cars there, and then maybe on a pit stop you might gain one. And I found my way into the top 10 into some cleaner air and just tried to keep it there. It's like we were talking about consistency, especially early in the season. You want to get those top 3s as much as you can. See if you can, this isn't a playoff system here at BNR, so if you can get yourself a really good cushion early, you got some room to make a couple mistakes later on, if you have to, or it happens. So it's what I'm going to keep trying, top 3s.
Yes, sir. And you talked about, let's talk about a little bit more about that dirty air and putting yourself in better positioning, right? Drivers checking up and lots of different things happening. How much throttle input are you having around here all lap? Is it pretty much like almost being at a plate track, or you do have to work the throttles, right? But it's keeping up that momentum, right? And once you break that momentum, you just get that lull, and then you got to build it back up, right? So like you say, allude to that a little bit more, Mike.
Okay, so it's pretty much the same with all these 1.5-mile tracks. You can this truck will let you hold the throttle wide open for however many laps. It varies depending on the track a little bit, right? But the key is to recognizing when you're just putting that extra little bit of wheel in it to keep it wide open. You know what I mean? It's the littlest bit. You can barely notice it, but it will wear your tires out, especially over the course of, we had 36 laps worth of fuel tonight. So if you're running 36 laps, it gets tight. So the best thing to do is, me personally, I try to I'll run wide open for the first 3 laps, especially if I'm making passes on the bottom and stuff. If I'm running the top, I'll maybe do a couple more laps because you don't have quite the wheel input in it on the top lane, especially on fresh tires. So, in a place like Vegas, even, you go into 1 and 2, and on the Warris tires, you're just really barely burping the throttle on entry just to kind of get the nose pointed a little bit farther to the left, and then it's hammer down again. The real key here is 3 and 4. Like a lot of places, one corner is completely different than the other, which is just like this. It gets real tight in 3 and 4, and as the run goes on, it can get real bad if you don't catch it early enough. If you push the truck too much too early, 3 and 4 gets real rough, and that's where I thought I maybe had an advantage on David. I was starting to catch him in the last 5 laps just in 3 and 4. So, he used a little more tire than me, but he timed it out good, and he had plenty of time to stay in front of me, and I had a heck of a run.
North Wilkesboro next week, Mike. What's the thought process and strategy going into North Wilkesboro for you?
Survive. Survive. I mean, that place is bumpy. You're racing close together. There's hard braking into corners, so you have to judge that. People behind you have to judge your braking, and it gets dicey sometimes. So it's going to be a lot of survival, I think. Depending on how much fuel we get, how many cautions we have, things like that. You might see a little bit of tire conservation come into play, but man, that's one of them tracks where it can just be caution after caution. You can run the first 15, 20 laps clean, everybody's on their tiptoes, and then you get that one caution, and then it just goes, your caution the whole way through. So we're just going to have to feel it out, see as the race goes. It's one of those deals every race is different. Strategy changes for a lot of races. I mean, you use the same strategy throughout the season. It's usually not back-to-back weeks. You usually got to try and do something different. So
Exactly,
yeah.
Mike.
Yep.
Final thoughts, shout-outs, anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race?
Yeah, I got one shout-out. Over our team over at Southern E Motorsports lost one of our good friends in a car accident earlier last week on a Wednesday. So just shout out to Mr. Bobby Gibson and his family, just letting everybody know we're thinking about him and we miss him. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry to hear about that. All prayers and wishes
Thank you.
will go out to that family and to you guys who are very close to him.
I appreciate that, guys. Yeah.
If you need to post anything about it to help out with where they can help out with funds or anything, you have more than welcome to post in Discord.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, it's one of those deals. I just want to say real quick is you don't realize the impact some people have on your lives until they're not there anymore. Like I've made a lot of friends through this iRacing, and I'm starting. I'm pretty new at BNR, but I'm starting to make some friends here as well. And yeah, it's just pretty cool, man. How much of an impact people you never meet can have on you. It's pretty cool.
League racing has done that with me in the past.
Yep.
10 to 12, maybe 15 years. I guess I could say of my life I've devoted to being online of a good portion, and I agree with you, Mike. Some people, you don't know what you have until some people aren't there. It doesn't matter if it's a friend, family member, etc. I agree with you, Mike.
Yep,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah,
best of luck to you next.
I took it hard when I lost my my grandparents. The big.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough. So.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah. It's one of those deals. You miss them. You just you carry on the best you can and try to remember the good and not be sad about it. So that's what we're trying to do over there. It's still pretty fresh, so we're going through it a little bit, but it's all love over there, so we're good. Thank you, guys.
Hey, like Brian said, yeah, we all racing communities or families, like it's all big family at the end of the day. Like that's how I consider it. So, like I tell everybody, if you need somebody to reach out to, I'll try to always get back in contact with you. So
if you need help, don't be afraid to ask. Always, don't be afraid to ask. Need anything,
always. So, best of luck to you. Hopefully you get another podium finish like you talked about, Mr. Consistency. Next week, fall into the same ranks as Joe Stipe and Troy Daggett with the consistency over here in the BNR Trucks Series next week at North Wilkesboro. Mike?
Yeah, that's the goal, man. Just keep it up front and keep it clean. Hopefully we'll, I like talking to y'all, so hopefully we can keep it up.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week, and I shall see you Sunday at Texas.
Yes, sir. See you at Texas.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
No problem, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everybody. P2 finisher tonight. Now on to the victor. That is Brother Dave Barry coming in hot and a rebound like no other, almost like a MJ rebound, so to speak. Kind of had a run in there. You and Philip and Brother Mark was trucking to the front. And like I said earlier, I feel like Brother Dave, you just got a bit too good of a run on Philip. Got up to a spoiler, and you just got him loose. Things happened, wreck happened. You were able to recover. Talk about the recovery, David.
Thanks, Willie. Man, I'm so sorry that I wrecked Phil. I hate that. I try to avoid all that stuff, and but yeah, I got a good run, and I just started gliding up, and I just barely caught his right rear, and it was just enough to get him out of control and cause mayhem behind me. And I just hate it that it happened. But the rebound was great for myself. I don't think his rebound was quite as well. But again, I hate that, and I apologize to him for it.
But nevertheless, you, Dave, I mean, yeah, like I said, things happen, but you had a terrific rebound. You are the race winner. Like I know, I would feel the same way as well as you do. Like, hey, caused some things happen, but man, heck of a race here tonight. Driving back up through the field, and even before that happened, like it was looking to be a barn burner, right? Like just you and a bunch of other fellow competitors just slicing and dicing through this field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you could hold it flat out for, if you wanted to. I was holding it flat out for 20-25 laps.
Wow.
And the only time I really had to lift is if somebody got in front of me. So that kind of worried me with Mike, because Mike was right there keeping me honest. Before that run, I mean, it was, Jeff was there, Troy, Mark, Mike. I mean, they were just all right there. Even Skylar was there, and we just we went into the pits, and I think I went in like third or fourth, maybe even fifth, and came out with the lead. So I know Mike said he slid through his pit, and that gave me the biggest advantage by being out front. So, thankful for that.
Right, and Daggett was trying to get to you, but he pancaked the right side of his automobile coming out of turn 2. So, excuse me. Sorry, they had a breathing problem, but COPD probably. But anyway, David, what, Brian? So next week, North Wilkesboro, David. What's going to be the struggles there, you think?
For me, figuring out the track. I've only probably raced there once, and so just getting used to the track will be my struggle.
I think you raced it last year one time. Don't worry, the track will be a little cooler, so you guys ain't going to be slipping and sliding.
Yeah, now see, this would be the perfect temperature like we had tonight. That would be perfect for the road courses, because a lot of these guys are not road course racers, and I think it would really help them to have the lower temperatures so they have more traction. So tonight, the temperatures were great for just flat out racing. There's no doubt. But if it would have been slicker, you would have had a lot more tire wear. People, probably a lot more accidents. Instead of one, I probably could have caused 3 or 4 at that time.
Man, so
thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad I helped you. Sorry, Will. I'm glad I helped you guys out with the cooler track temps.
I was gonna. Well, I mean, I kind of alluded to that at the start of the race, Brian. Whenever I said, "Man, it's like 60-degree track temps that could favor, in as far as like being real racy track Man, at least now I break down at the end of the race, not being able to talk. Anyway, so wonderful drive back recovery, like I talked about. Well, like we talked about, David, after just chaos. And yeah, man, like you talked about, never want to get involved and touch or help anybody around or crime scenes, right? So you winning here tonight, Vegas, normally having some good consistent runs, right? So next week, hopefully, like you said, hoping to have a better finish, I believe, than what you did last season. Anything else that we could talk about? That I don't race you, man. It was good racing tonight. I just want to talk a little bit longer for some reason.
Yeah, no, the
But
racing
anyway,
was great. I mean, the only problem was is if you just pushed it too far, it would beat up that right front, and it just caused pushes early. So anybody that likes a loose race car, they did not have that tonight.
Yeah, it looked like that as well. Final thoughts, shout-outs, anything else, Dave, you would like to add before we let you go celebrate this dub?
Well, I'd like to, thank you, Will, and Brian for the broadcast. Putting on a great broadcast. I can't wait to go back and watch some of it. And I already looked at my mistake, so I don't really need to see that part again. But I want to congratulate Mike on a great run. He kept me honest. That was great. Teammate Mark Berry for another top 5. So, yeah, man, just a great night altogether.
Yes, sir. Hopefully we'll be chatting with you again next week at North Wilkesboro. Until then, hopefully you have a good week, Dave.
Thanks, you guys, as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Well, Brian, that is probably going to do it for us here tonight at Las Vegas, BNR Truck Series action. Tomorrow night, SRU Xfinity Series. At the moment, can't remember the track, but that's okay. I just know it's Xfinity Series. 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern. Until we meet then, thank you all for coming out, tuning in, being a part. All the drivers, competitors, and Brian, thank you. And all the fans, thank you as well. Until then, have a good night.